Let's talk about how I went from broke to making $1 million. So in 2017, I was a server at a restaurant and I wanted to buy a home. I had $5,000 to my name, but I did find a $65,000 five-bedroom townhome and it wiped my bank account clean without a down payment, but I still made it work. And that's how I started on the first step. So I decided that the best option for me was to house hack. And if you don't know what that is, it's basically just when you are living at a property with your tenants. In this case, I was living in the master and my tenants were in the private rooms. And I couldn't afford to furnish all the bedrooms at one time. So I had to furnish them one at a time and have, tenants move in with their own furniture at first. And so that's how I was able to kind of fill up that space. So, y'all, the tenants were paying my mortgage, and the most I was able to profit with that was 2 grand a month. So I'm profiting 2 grand a month just by living at my property. And yes, I hated every single second of living with my tenants, but it's what I needed to do. 2018, that's when I discovered Airbnb. I didn't even know what Airbnb was. And I was only doing long term stays at the time. So I converted a few rooms into short term rentals. And y'all, I posted a room on Airbnb, and within 2 hours, I was able to get a booking, check in for the same day. And I was like, oh, okay, this is for me. I need to do short term rental. I did want to keep purchasing properties, but due to my bank account, I can only afford to rent instead. And I did want to go in the rental arbitrage route. And if you don't know what rental arbitrage means, it's pretty much when an owner is allowing you to sublease their property. So later that year in 2018, I did find a owner who I was able to persuade to furnish the property for me and allow me to sublease. And they were accepting of it, but I did, tell them, hey, look, I'm going to pay you a little bit on top of the rent for allowing me to do this and, furnishing the property for me since I had the money to furnish. So I paid them all the money I had. Again, I wiped myself clean again. I had the audacity to quit my job right after I signed the lease. So I didn't even know if I was going to make a profit. I didn't know how it was going to turn out. I just quit the job. So I was that desperate to get out of there. Thank God it ended up working out because I did end up profiting the first month and I didn't even have enough to pay the next month's rent unless I did profit, which I did. So it worked out, but I was delusional. In 2019, I got two more properties and I did ask the owners to furnish again since I still couldn't really afford it at the time. 2020, I got two more properties and had the owners furnish again. By the time we get to 2021, I'm starting to make some real money. And I was able to get six properties that year and furnish them myself. And I got two completed concurrently because I had, an interior designer to complete one while I was completing the other. And I was starting to scale. By the time I reached my eighth property in 2021, I was able to generate over $80,000 in the month of July. And here's the proof. I did go ahead and treat myself to my very first vacation. And of course, it had to be out the country. And I also purchased a high rise condo, and I've been wanting one for 10 years. So I finally was able to purchase, my dream home. I was able to finally move out of that townhome that I was sharing with my tenants for 4 years, 4 long years. And that was hell, but I got out. 2022, I ended up getting four more properties and I'm able to earn $1 million annually consistently. If I can do it, anybody can do it. So this business is easy to get started in. So, go ahead and follow or subscribe if you do want to learn more information about the short-term rental industry because I will be posting videos just educating y'all on what I've learned over these past 6 years. So stay tuned for more videos.